how does your creative process work?
Very first thing we do,
Yeah.
we can become the beginner, but super curious beginner.
Pernah nggak terinspirasi banget sama penulis sampai lo ngejar ke Jepang dan ngajak podcast? Gue niatin ke Yokohama ketemu sama Eisuke Tachikawa. Dia adalah penulis buku nomor 1 di Amazon Jepang, judulnya Kreativitas, Evolusioner. Keren banget ini buku.
There's 2 intelligences. One is crystallized intelligence. It is to fit to exist in society or relationship to the society. The other is fluid intelligence. Like to be crazy and trying to new thing. Fluid intelligence is maximum when you are like 20 years old. And getting decline.
Dia juga punya agensi kreatif yang udah menang ratusan award. Lo perlu dengar dari dia. Yes, ini bakal agak Japanglish dikit, tapi tenang, ada subtitle dan setelah 5-10 menit lo akan mulai terbiasa.
Super smart.
Yeah.
Super ridiculous.
Gua Ruby, host and curator of Underdog Podcast. Enjoy the Underdog story. Eisuke, thank you for having me today.
Thank you very much for coming, Ruby.
Yeah, I had a great sushi with you just now. Tapi sebelum kejauhan, let me welcome our audience in Indonesia.
Please.
Teman-teman, ini sedikit berbeda, tapi jangan minder. Lu bisa nyalain subtitle Indonesia, klik tombol CC di kanan bawah. Ingat, growth mindset. Bisa jadi ini cara lu untuk belajar bahasa juga gitu. Gue sendiri keluar dari comfort zone gue dengan mengusahakan diri untuk bisa hadir di sini di Jepang, langsung rekaman di Yokohama di office-nya Nosigner sendirian dengan gear yang minimal. So Eisuke, I want to start with thanking you for the book. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Number one.
Ruby, thank you very much first for reading such big book.
I have to admit, I've only finished until page 350. So 100 plus pages to go.
Please go.
But it's the number 1 bestseller on Amazon Japan. It's been awarded by Shichihei Yamamoto Award.
Thank you.
It is also included as a question in the entrance exam, I heard.
Oh, yeah. Often, yes.
Yeah, and also adopted by companies like Panasonic, Fujitsu, even in Keio University, right? And you with your team has created 100 plus award-winning designs. So I felt learning from you is a privilege. I think the world needs more perspective, especially from the East. Whenever I read books about creativity, it's usually examples from the West, right?
That's true.
Right? The Mark Zuckerbergs, the Elon Musk, the Apples, and the likes. But I really like you took a different lane. Right? If I can structure it, today we will talk a bit about the misconception of creativity, right? People always think that, I need to be in design, I need to be in music to be creative. And then we can touch a bit about the fundamentals. And then maybe I can challenge you with Indonesian problems. Hopefully we can use the framework and then try to solve it.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's try. That's exciting.
So first, with the name of your agency, like Nosigner.
Yeah.
What is it?
When I started Nosigner, I was the master course student. And all the time, I questioned myself, how I can be a good designer. From my perspective, actually, one thing I struggle is how to define design. What is design? And even, you cannot tell clearly, what is the goodness of design. And also, to be a good designer, the second challenge is how to make good design. And of course, one definition of good design is about to make a higher quality of design. Good, in a way, qualitatively good. Yeah, in a way, generally, I need to be good. To make good design. That is a kind of personal greed in a way to make good design. So I started Nosigner as, some design firm or design activity challenges many of some fundamental problems.
Yeah.
So for example, in society, there are the waste problem. For example, Indonesia, there's so many of waste problems, right?
Yeah, and our wastes are imported
Imported waste
from
problem.
abroad. Yeah.
Sorry, from Japan maybe as well.
No.
But for example, in here, Nosigner, for example, you may see in the whole interior,
Yes.
mostly the materials are from discarded material, which is generated on site. Like, the debris after demolishing the past tenant.
Yes.
Because of the law, they need to clean up after they finish the rent. And during that day, I visited here and I saw the demolishing site, and I, in a way, kept them debris as it is and upcycled as much as possible here.
Wow.
That is one kind of example. Disaster prevention, renewable energy, climate change adaptation, local revitalization, in many aspects. And as well also creative education, since education has quite a kind of problem, like just for qualifying people by kind of given question which has already some given answer, one single answer, but in society not, right?
Yes.
There are many of way of answering one single situation. So there are many adaptation. So such kind of diversity of answer is quite important. But current education is not fitting to that. So I feel quite less creative after chasing these two issues, which is quite relating to what design is. My kind of life work. Of course, design is life work, but one life work is to make education or society more creative.
So, in short, Nosigner comes from the word designer, and then you change the front because it has specific meaning for you.
Sorry that. I'll come back to your first question. The origin of the word design is sign, design.
Design.
It's actually sign. What I feel, sign is something visible, some conclusion or form. But to chase the goodness of design, actually such goodness or quality of design itself is defined by not the form itself, but like some adaptation or selection pressure around. In other words, relationship of for example, the goodness of the cup is always relating to your hand or the process of production or our body as well. So without understanding such invisible relationship, that is no sign part of design, no sign part of design. I feel you cannot define whether that is good or not. Because I wanted to be a good designer, I wanted to be good at such invisible part of design. So that is about the activity of nosign in a way.
Nosign.
Yeah. So I myself named ourselves Nosigner when I started my design office in 2006. But it's quite hard to read in proper pronunciation, and also it's kind of difficult to spell. So in branding wise, I may miss, but I like the vision.
So thank you for sharing that. The next thing I'm curious is behind me there's more than 100 awards you get from multiple projects. Which one was a breakthrough for you and why?
Difficult question, but after I started personally the design activity on 2006. Actually, on that time I was anonymous and not showing my name, not showing my face until 2011.
Wow, 5 years.
5 years. After tried anonymously design 5 years, I had some strugglement. Like I feel if I myself or the one single individual became a kind of maybe star designer or some famous individual, such strategy may work. But if you would like to make collaborative, more cooperative way of creative work, design, then if you are anonymous, then you need to force to some other to be anonymous as well. I wanted to make something quite collective way of creation because usually such collective way of making design define like something quite hard and sometimes became unqualified way. So it's kind of difficult. But because it's difficult, I was curious about it. And on 2011, March 11th, as you may remember, Fukushima incident and the Great Japan earthquake happened. And on that day, we all felt, inferior feeling or powerless feeling because many of people are dying, but you cannot do anything. So after 40 hours from that time, we started the new activity of rescuing people by open design, which is called Olive. And on that time, releasing that project, I released my name as well. I was Eisuke Tachikawa. Hello. I was Nosigner. And and let's make it. And I gathered about 200 volunteer people who are designer, housewife, or doctor, or such people, and make a kind of the sharing platform of open design, like how to make temporary toilet, how to make mask, how to make the partition for the evacuation site.
I see.
So that activity quickly growed the view on that time. Within 2-3 weeks, that the view of the site itself get million. So it was kind of succeeded. Come back to the topic. That Olive project was kind of life-changing, literally, because I quit anonymous time and started a kind of new life as a designer.
Wow. I understand your thoughts about being anonymous, because sometimes if you put a specific name into a project, it looks as if this product is only the work of one person, right?
True.
And if you have 5 people collaborating on this, you cannot actually say he collaborated or he contributed 10% or 20% or 30%, because it's so abstract in a way, right? So the company has been more than 15 years. Can you walk us through the first 1 or 2 days after you receive a specific project? How does your creative process work?
Very first thing we do
Yeah.
is to be a customer. What kind of ecosystems are around of the project?
Okay.
So, for example, Fukushima's case, I was not the victim. I was not the people who are living in the local area who are afflicted by the disaster. But we really need to be like them to fit the mindset and to assimilate the perspective. Because, their detail or their resolution, their situation is more clear than from the outside. So always what we need is to have the perspective in the project.
As from the eye of the customer who experienced it.
Exactly. So when you, for example, we often do the branding or packaging.
Yeah.
Or we often do some startup, social startup acceleration by developing product. Or we sometimes invent something.
Yeah.
Currently, we are developing the soup for noodles.
Yeah.
So on the time, we will go to the supermarket around and see how much and what kind of designs there and what kind of competition is happening there. And also what attracts me. If there are some attractive things, we will try as a customer. So in that process, we can become the beginner, but super curious beginner.
Super curious beginner.
Yeah, for the topic. The kind of ideal customer they want to have or, include. Because, already there are some fans or already there are some market, but always struggling about such market or businesses, how to make a new market. So super curious customer who are just entering the business should be the most valuable customer who need to understand. So we became like that. So having such curiosity for me is the first thing to do. And the second thing is to understand what is the quality of each of the field. So we will compare very best things and understand slight differences.
In the case of the soup, you tested all the different noodle soup?
Not all, but the very best will be fine.
The very best. So
Very
you
best will be fine.
check how high is the standard, is it?
Exactly. So very high standard, and maybe usually such very high standard already has some variation, right? Some competitions happening
Yes.
there. So we understand what is the current best and what makes them best, and as well what makes the difference compared to the usual one and such super high standard one.
Yeah.
Of course, from the outer world, such difference is quite small, but from the inner world, such difference is super big, right? So to understand such kind of detail is really important for me.
I see.
After that, you can define what design can do for amplify the meaning of such quality. What design can contribute to the situation. For engaging the new customer and for amplifying the quality lines. Or also, you can also observe what was the pain for entering that field. So that's to reinvent the touching point to the project. To be a beginner, but super curious beginner, you don't have to be a specialist in a way. So specialists sometimes lose their sight because they are specialists.
Okay, it's different kind of curiosity, right? Because you
different
come
kind
with, I know pretty much everything about this. There's nothing else for me to learn. And then from the perspective of a beginner, there's always something you can see, right? You can observe. So I think it's a good segue to start discussing about premise of this book is that creativity can be taught and there's a methodology in it. Can you run us through evolutionary creativity?
Thank you. Yeah, as you mentioned that, usually somehow, somewhat creativity defined like something unlearnable, something given talent.
Yes.
But I have, my own experience that I could learn by certain processes. But there was no such textbook. That was a problem. So, I started defining what was the very, very important factor to be creative and accumulated. And so I started teaching that kind of methodology about a little bit less than 20 years ago. On the time, I was focused on the similarity between such system of generating idea is quite assimilate to the system of language itself. But after that, what I realized is, the nature is doing better job than me as a designer. But Charles Darwin saying, or many biologists saying, actually there's no designer behind of such evolution occurs. So that means that without design or intention, such great design can emerge by nature. Is the concept of adaptive evolution, right?
Yeah.
So from designer's perspective. So I was very curious. What's happening there? And I found myself, I don't know about it. But I really love the design in nature. So I had plenty of natural picture books as an inspiration source of me. Even sometimes I design something quite following the nature shape itself.
Like the table you put in Haneda.
Yeah, that is also.
Arborism.
And also maybe the lighting of the moon,
Yes.
moon-shaped lighting, which you may found in Indonesia.
Yeah.
All of the such moon lightings, which has a 3D printed surface.
I'm sorry that we replicated a lot.
No. I think it's not made in Indonesia. Maybe made in China. But yeah, anyway. Yeah.
So you were into nature and then
Into nature. So I started learning evolutionary biology by myself about 10 years ago. And keep learning it and keep finding the kind of way of observation that was very, very assimilate to what you need to learn to be a designer or creator. Like you need to see the detail,
Yep.
like an anatomist. Or you need to see the market
Yeah.
or the feeling inside of there,
Yeah.
like ecologist. Or you need to even understand the variation of past best cases, like taxonomist.
Like taxonomies. Yeah.
Or even you need to learn like the linkage of design in the history, like phylogenist.
Phylogenies.
So the point is, actually natural scientists are doing the similar thing, but we are calling it in different name. We are often calling it like reverse engineering, which is just decomposing like an anatomist. Or we are often calling, for example, value chain, supply chain.
Yeah.
But that is about ecology. So very few part of ecology can be called like marketing if it's related to businesses. For example, the research in such business field like marketing or management is quite influenced by the knowledge of ecology itself. Like Blue Ocean is about ecology. Red Queen is from the theory of ecology. Or many others like pest analytics or any kind of research is quite unavoidably relating to the knowledge of biological researches or natural sciences because they have longer history. So I was quite curious for it. And as well, some of the things were quite interconnected inside of me. Like, maybe, we can make the new way of creative learning methodology by the perspective of natural science. For not making something new, but like integrating current methodologies or knowledges.
I see. That's why I can see the connection between so many different creativity books that I read, and also just by looking at what's around me, I can see the connection there. So, but if I can summarize it in one sentence as a non-designer, I would say the book is about understanding creativity is the dance between mutation, which is in real life, it may look like someone breaking a glass.
Right.
It looks like a mistake you just made from your design. Milk got spoiled and becomes yogurt. And also selection, which is how you adapt all those different ideas that comes from errors and then see if it's actually applicable in real life, right? I think before we go to mutation and selection, which is, I think it's more complex, I want to start with the
Evolution.
research that you found earlier, that there is no relationship between age and creativity. And then there's this new thing called crystallized intelligence and fluid intelligence.
I see.
Can you share us more about that? Because I think it's very fascinating and everybody needs to know that.
Okay. If you observe, there are kind of two ways of intelligence are there. One is to be crazy and trying new things. The other is to fit that to the current context. So you need to know the current context, of course.
Yeah.
If just fitting the new design, which has no kind of newness or craziness, then you never see that is creative idea.
Yeah.
That is just an improvement. Just improvement is quite competitive because everyone can understand how to do it. After that, it's just about craftsmanship. But if you are crazy enough, you may find a new way. And one psychologist, quite legendary psychologist, whose name is Raymond Chazelle, found there's two intelligences. One is crystallized intelligence,
Yeah.
and the other is fluid intelligence. And fluid intelligence is more to say like to be crazy and trying to new thing and adapt new things.
Yeah.
But the crystallized intelligence is to fit to existing kind of pressures of the society or relationship to the society. And from their research, from his research, like such trying new thing like fluid intelligence is maximum when you are like 20 years old. And getting decline.
Okay.
And the crystallized intelligence is getting higher and higher, and it will saturate that like about 40 years old around.
And then start to decline.
Start slightly, but almost never decline. But declining is, fluid intelligence. So the point is like if you get older, then you will not get mistaken by something, but you will never try something new. So that is a problem. So yeah, I'm already 44, so I need to make more challenge. I was curious, when is the kind of crossing point and the best balance of these two intelligence? And my hypothesis is around 35. Because that is the most quite observable age for Nobel Prize winner who started their research.
I see.
So maybe the best balance is around then. I need to be careful to be more challengeable.
I see.
And if you are younger than 35, then you may need to fit more to the current context.
You need to learn more about the crystallized intelligence.
Exactly.
I have these crazy examples about fluid intelligence and crystallized intelligence. Since I love the Japanese culture, I've been coming here since 2014. I used to have a long distance relationship with my current wife. So I would say fluid intelligence is like what they call chindogu, if I'm not mistaken. Have you heard of chindogu?
Japanese?
Chindogu? Chindogu. So chindogu is their specific market for products.
珍道具
Chindogu, yeah, helps
珍道具っ
us.
て crazy object or something?
Crazy objects, yeah. Yeah, it's
珍道具 yeah, there are very specific Japanese, but yeah, you know you know very well in a way. Yeah.
I was thinking-
I've never heard of it.
yeah, I was researching about it, and then like fluid intelligence is like chindogu. Like they create products that solve a problem, but people don't actually need it. One of the ideas that I saw as chindogu is making a toilet roller on top of your head, and you can put it as a hat. So whenever you're having flu, you can just say it, and then the roller will be up on your head. You can use it anytime. Looks silly, but kind of makes sense. But who would actually use it? Maybe yes, maybe no. So that's fluid intelligence that needs to be contextualized with crystallized intelligence. But there's also one example of chindogu that eventually I think it makes sense. For the lack of better explanation, imagine there's a condom on my fingers, and on the top is the head of a toothbrush. So the idea is to put the toothbrush head on your finger. So it makes it easier for you to brush your teeth because you can access areas that are hard to reach, right? It was seen as a chindogu, but then after a while, when they realized, wait, I can use this for cleaning the teeth of my dog. And then I can use this to clean the teeth of my babies. Then it becomes contextualized, right?
Right, exactly.
So-
that is quite a great reason. A great example.
Yeah.
How creative cases emerge. Let me come back to the book.
Yeah.
Actually, what I found is the phenomena of such creative balance of intelligence or processes is quite assimilate to the process of adaptive evolution in biology. One part quite needs the mutation
Yes.
for making the diversity of gene. and gene, and also, their function or their features. But at the same time, like, in the society or in the ecosystem, they are facing to the selection pressures there. And eventually they'll make a kind of necessary direction to evolve. So such selection pressure was supplied by the ecosystem, like crystallized intelligence.
Yes.
And also you need to be crazy enough, like mutative process of gene for making the variation.
I see.
And in conclusion, if you turn this loop again and again, then eventually in several generations, the products will adapt to the situation, or species or individuals will adapt to the situation. That is a kind of quite a brief process of explanation of adaptive evolution in both biology and creative.
That's where the famous graph at the back of the book, I'll flip it so everyone can see here, right? The beautiful dance between mutation and selection.
Yes.
Let's deep dive into the mutation part. There's 9 areas of mutation, right? The variate, disappear, integrate, reverse,
Yes.
separate, substitute, assimilate, transit, and proliferate. Maybe we wouldn't have time to share all 9 of them, but can you share the top 2 that you think people can start? Whoever that is listening to this podcast can do the exercises based on the 2 or 3 mutation that you can explain here.
Okay. Yeah. The first thing, I think, to be creative, first thing we need to try is to disturb the current definition of things, like the name. If you think this is just a glass, then you never come out to be the idea that this can be the headphone. But actually there is such products and start popular.
Yes.
The point is, like, definition of glass itself is disturbing the emergence of the new ideas. So you need to rethink the definition. So maybe the easier one is assimilation.
Okay.
Like in assimilation way of thinking, for example, if you are inventing headphone, even that this methodology is what's taught to the Sony's every headphone producer and engineer, about 40 to 50 people last month. And what I let them do is to think everything is headphone.
Everything is headphone.
Yes. Hunger is headphone.
Okay.
Yeah. Wig is headphone. Yeah. This color is headphone. Yeah. Maybe the skin is headphone.
Okay.
Yeah. Beard is headphone.
Beard is headphone.
Beard is headphone.
Okay.
So if everything is headphone, then you eventually found some of the object may fit. Of course, glass has quite a possibility, but not only glass. Many things can be. Like earrings or button.
Or buttons.
Yeah, button can be a microphone.
Yes.
Of course. Already, I'm sure there are so many trials.
Actually, there's a product with a round shape, and that is a mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So of course, that is a kind of natural way to try.
I see. Assimilate.
Assimilate.
So
it's quite easy.
Pretend that the product that you want to change is something else in the nature.
After the observation, there will be plenty of way of mutate things. Like after anatomy of headphone, then you can think, for example, speakerless headphone.
Speakerless headphone.
For example.
All right.
It's kind of worth to understand what is that. Of course, headphone is about speaker. But if the speaker is not there, but still sounds there, what's happening? So that is a kind of, way of thinking, like delete something. But after your observation goes quite deeply into the anatomical way of observation, such erasable objects will be increased, right? I feel the important point is that only 9 patterns are there. Yeah, 9 pattern is very easy to remember in a way.
Yes.
But you can explain almost every invention, every
With
design.
this 9 pattern.
Right. So it's quite worth to learn
I see.
the patterns, I think.
Yeah. I would say this is the most fascinating part, the 9 patterns, because
Thank you.
before I thought creativity, especially the mutation part, I have to understand so many different things. I have to memorize hundreds of different stuff. I have to learn new knowledge. But now I can trigger those creativity just by using these 9 triggers, right? Or 9 patterns. Can we test it to a problem that we're having in Indonesia? For example, let's say many other cities in Indonesia, the number one problem we have is traffic jam.
Yes.
We can spend 1 hour to 2 hours just driving from home to office. Using this 9 pattern, I would say what's actually happening is deleting the need for an office. Is that part of the pattern?
Yeah.
Right. So we no longer need a specific office. We can just make the office in our house. But is there any other way to approach the problem of traffic?
For example, if you are Jakarta government, if they make a law, local law,
Yeah.
to move your house near to your office, then you can support. That is, one approach, right?
Yeah.
We also have a kind of similar rule in our office. Like
Okay.
if you live 1 hour walk from this office, then you will get about $200.
Oh,
Yeah, in this office, we have that rule.
wait. Let me try to understand. So people who work at Nosigner, if they live within 1 hour,
1 hour walk,
1 hour walk, they will have
they will have $200
as
higher
higher
income
income.
per month.
So that is your way to introduce people to live within walking distance?
Exactly.
So it's-
Because anyway, we need to pay their traffic.
Yes.
Because, in Japanese case, the train system is quite sophisticated.
It's very good. I love it here.
Yeah, because of that, company has responsibility to pay that train.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know there is such rule in Indonesia, but anyway, company is paying. They can switch that payment to their income.
So that's
So
the idea.
to
Instead
avoid.
of you spending it on your transport, you can use that same amount for your personal expense. In exchange, you live within 1 hour distance.
Exactly. Or also,
brilliant.
yeah, that can be interesting, right?
Okay. Let me share with you some of the creative solution that we have applied, but it didn't work. In response to traffic, there was a time where every car in Jakarta, within the busy hours, from 7 a.m. in the morning to 10 a.m. in the morning, every car that passed through has at least 3 passengers.
Ooh.
Right? So that falls into one of the 9 patterns, I think, like moving people, collecting them together instead of traveling alone. Instead of 3 people with 3 cars, it's 3 people in 1 car at least.
I understand why it's failed.
Why?
Because in that case, you need to pick up people.
Exactly. And then Indonesian people are very creative. They're even more creative than the policymakers. What happens is, at the gate where they check the cars, there are people waiting at the gate.
I understood.
You can pay me to ride in the car. That becomes a monetization game for some people, right? That becomes a way for people to monetize.
Super smart.
Right?
Super ridiculous.
But they apply the policy for years until they change it. Now the new rule is, so cars with odd numbers can only go on odd calendar dates, and car with even numbers can only go on even calendar dates.
So in that case, if you're rich, then you will get 2 cars.
Exactly. And the cars are so cheap. in a way, thanks to Japanese cars,
Used
which
cars.
makes it more accessible, right? So yeah, those are like inventions that are they're not actually solving the problems, right? That's why I want to go into the next phase of mutation, which is the what we're going to do, to the selection, which is the why we're doing it, and then hopefully we can get the wisdom of crystallized intelligence better. In the case of, can you share with us the selection process in shorts? Yeah.
In this book, I introduce 4 kinds of observation for knowing the selection pressure around of design or any invention or even living organisms.
Yeah.
One is anatomy, to see inside.
Yeah.
And the other is ecology, to see outside. And the other one is history, to see the past.
Yeah.
And the other is to see the future, for predicting. What I found is only these 4 are kind of main structure.
Yeah.
And inside of it, of course, quite detailed observations are there. For traffic jam, for example, need to know where will be the touching point to implement these new ideas are quite important. And of course, the law can be quite changeable by policymakers.
Yeah.
So, for example, such odd number strategy or such kind of limitation of the number of people can easily happen because it gets easier for some people, only quite limited people. But if you carefully observe the people who are inside of the ecosystem, you can easily find a way to avoid it. Yeah, like we discussed, like you can have 2 cars. Or you can, I've never imagined such people, such job emerges because of
jobs
that.
emerging because of, they call it a 3-in-1 policy. Yeah.
Yeah, but that is also quite an avoidable way, right? Yeah. Because already, I know in Indonesia there is a kind of traffic signal guys, right? Inside of the street, like they're coordinating the flow of traffic, right? By paid.
Yeah.
So that's kind of easier for them to get the new job in a way.
Yeah.
So in that case, you need to observe ecological way more before making policy. Before making signal light, you need to observe the current situation. Where is the market?
Yeah.
For example, Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
The first invention of him is how to vote inside of the cabinet, and he made a kind of electric voting system for the beginning. But there was no needs in the market because maybe politicians didn't want to have it, to make it super transparent and to make it super short time. Because from the needs of the people, actually that may be efficient and impactful for society, but from the needs, maybe that was annoying. So because of it, that invention was failed. But lighting bulb, that's quite succeeded. The point is how to see inside was right, but how to see outside was different. Every observation processes are quite important. Especially anatomical observation is quite important for making things. But at the same time, if it make it real and we're happening in real situation, then ecological way of observation is quite crucial and key to make in the future, because the conclusion of accumulation of ecology is the future. So before making something, you can kind of observe with several perspectives for making more adapted situation to the rules or to the designs, inventions. And if you provide such kind of observational way, then you can find predictable selection pressure beforehand of the release. That's really important. Actually, for releasing it, it will cost a lot.
Yes.
So before releasing it, to understand such selection pressure by such kind of proper observation is really important. And sometimes, people are misunderstanding their observation and their fear of challenge. For example, if some of the people says like, it will not success. Usually such people may not observe quite clearly for the phenomena or for the situation or for the topic, for finding some small hole which can pass through actually. Roughly, it seems like something impossible, but in detail, that's quite possible.
Is there an example to that you can show?
After release this book, I had a good chance to talk with Akira Yoshino, who is the inventor of lithium-ion battery.
Oh, wow.
And I kind of, prevailed the process of his invention by kind of metaphoring the biological revolution.
Yeah.
For their company's 100 years anniversary of Asahi Kasei Corporation. And what he made is actually the negative stick of the lithium-ion battery. Actually, the positive part of the stick was already lithium, founded by the other scientists, and the counterpart, negative stick, was not found, and he found it.
Ah, I see. So he completed the research.
Yes. What we found is that, the charcoal or carbon can be the negative stick of the, lithium-ion battery. But before finding such material, many of the researchers put something into it, like, for example, many kinds of metals. And it worked not well. So this is a kind of the case. And charcoal is actually, we can have in many places, right?
True.
So this is a kind of good example. Like everyone had a key, but actually everyone didn't understand what is the keyhole. So observation is quite important.
In your case, do you have a specific project that you thought you would succeed, but turns out failed? Or can you give an example, and what did it teach you?
Yeah, slightly I mentioned that, after March 11th, 2011, on that day, every electricity of East Japan have gone.
East Japan is gone, yes.
15 days later, there was a full moon.
Full moon.
Yeah. And that full moon is the brightest full moon in 20 years. So we call it super moon, not because of the electricity shutdown, but generally, that moon was the kind of the closest moon within this 20 years.
I see.
The gravity of the moon is quite relating to the earthquake. But we see that as a hope of light. Somehow. Yeah, many of people in Tohoku are remembering it. And that is why I try to make something like shaped like moon. I wanted to make moonlight, a 3D printed moonlight from before, but I really wanted to make it in that year. Because that is quite the moment I felt. So I made a prototype and exhibited social media, and quite, viral that image is. And after several years, no manufacturer asked us to produce it, but they just made it.
They just made it.
Yeah, they just made it, and it dominates one category of the product.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like, several hundreds products are there.
Wow.
Like, the 3D printed moonlight.
I see.
And, there is no royalty fee for us. So we just made it and were copied by many of the car manufacturers.
I see.
So in a way succeeded, but in a way not.
Not.
So in this case, I can say moon is not my design, the moon itself. Yeah, of course, the very first 3D printed moon maybe. Yeah, moonlight may be our design. But of course, I'm satisfying the result in a way. But if, as a business, we could do something better, right?
I see. So that's the learning, yeah?
Yeah, that is also learning.
I see. Let's talk a bit about education. Since you have been teaching this methodology for years, How do you think it would best help kids? Can we design education in a different way so that they can be more creative?
That is a great point. Usually, kids are quite genius of mutation. They are. Instinctively, they are doing it. So, for parents, foreseeing such kind of, crazy things or errors.
Yeah.
But it's really, really important to hold in yourself to let them experience that mutation.
All right. Let the kids be kids and a bit crazy.
Right. So yeah, such craziness eventually would be needed to be created. And they are doing it instinctively. So it's not their inferiority, but they are just cheering, just enjoying such errors. Because error is usually fun.
Okay.
So it's kind of sometimes important to enjoy errors together.
And laugh at it.
Right. And that will give parents more creative.
I see.
Of course. Yeah, as I slightly mentioned that, such ability to be crazy is getting lower and lower.
Right.
And the second is actually, children also are quite curious. And actually, I explained the 4 kinds of observation. That is also the structure of curiosity. So if you, for example, curious about something like glass cup, then you can see anatomical way. In children's world, what is this made of? Yeah, how to make it?
Can it break if I fall?
Yeah, that is a mutation. Yeah, so that is also important. Wow, glass is breakable.
Yeah.
And glass is too sharp when it's break.
Yes.
That is also quite about the observation. So, we define what is good and what is not. But in their perspective, it's very important to learn glass is breakable as a science.
Yeah.
And when it's broken, it will get sharp and it will have, the ability to cut your finger.
Yes.
So it's also important not to kind of, scold and push your answer, but hold it yourself and observe it together is important, I think.
And not to judge it whether it's right or wrong.
Right. But you can explain. When it's broken, you cannot shrink. And when it's broken, it's quite danger.
The idea is to let them be themselves and their curiosity without shutting them down so that they don't want to try again in the next time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That is important. In my children's case, with my children's case, actually older son, who is now 5 years old,
Yes.
when he was 3 years old, he kind of get into dinosaur. Of course.
Of course, yeah.
Every boys.
Yeah.
So what I tried is, of course, along with these 4, you can provide, for example, the model of dinosaurs' bone. Like, some of the figures are quite amazingly, anatomized inside of Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, like a fossil.
Right, like a fossil. Not like a fossil, but half part of the body is transparent and you can see inside.
The inside, okay.
Yeah, so we can give such model. And as well, I bought in the internet like, plastic model of teeth of many dinosaurs, 10 kinds of dinosaurs.
10 kinds of dinosaurs. Yeah.
So, for example, Tyrannosaurus has has
Small
the teeth.
hands.
Small hands, and has a teeth like a kind of steak knife.
Kind of steak knife, yes.
So you can touch.
I see.
Each of the piece of the dinosaur's teeth of resin model was around maybe $7 around. Not
expensive.
super expensive.
Yeah.
But the point is, usually if they like dinosaur, they just want to know know what kind of dinosaurs. But such anatomical way of observations there. So you can provide such materials.
I see.
And as well, historically or phylogenetically, I don't know specific terminology of the age of dinosaur in English. Sorry, in Japanese I know.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So for example, Tyrannosaurus and Triceratops has the same age.
Okay.
So they can fight.
Okay.
But if they let fight Tyrannosaurus and Allosaurus together, then we can explain. He's the grandfather of him. So they will not fight.
I see.
Because the age is super different.
Well, introducing observation from the context of time.
Exactly. Instead, we will give Stegosaurus for fighting too.
Because they are from the same age.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
From, for example, Coelophysis to, Allosaurus to Tyrannosaurus. Actually, there's kind of phylogenetic relationship within 100 million years.
Wow.
So such kind of information is quite, stimulating curiosity.
Yes.
And as well, it's kind of fun rule.
Yes.
And fundamental, right?
Yes.
So that is also about ecology. So such kind of, relationship is occurring in everywhere. In any case, if they get some curiosity to some topic, then we can supply such an observational way. More importantly, if they can make question for themselves, by themselves, then they will start evolving by themselves.
Teach them to ask questions? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Teach them to ask the way to question.
The way to question.
Way to make question.
I see. How do you do that with your kids?
Yet well tried in a way. But for example, if you keep questioning them, then such culture will emerge in any way. And you can also play together with how to make questions together. Like, after showing the parts inside of some device or something, you can let them guess what is the function of it.
All right, because sometimes I think learning happens better or maybe faster if you answer it incorrectly. You remember it better instead of you get the correct answer in the first place. So it's good to question, right?
True.
I see. All right, I think we covered quite a lot. We talk about the different kind of intelligence. We talk about some of your projects, how you go through it. We talk about the mutation, the adaptation, and the education part of it. I think we are coming to the conclusion. If I can conclude, connecting with where we are now in Japan, one of the things I enjoy here is the predictability. I always say to my friends, if you haven't been traveling, please make Japan as your last country to visit. Because after Japan, you will find every other country sucks.
Really?
And then I also like the cleanliness. It's quite a paradox because it's hard for you to find the waste bin, right? But everywhere is clean because there is no place to throw the trash. Everybody just keep their trash on their own bag. So they take the responsibility to themselves to take care of the trash. What I'm trying to say is, it's interesting that this book comes from you as a Japanese because the way I see it, in a place where everything is in order, you kind of promote the need to be chaotic, right? The need to have errors, the need to understand failures is important, the need to do mutations after mutations.
Right.
So in a culture that is so predictable and orderly, how you as a designer can be so different from the others? Because the pressure from the environment is much bigger, right?
Difficult question. But one thing I realized now is that, I didn't have mother.
Oh,
And also, my father had also once experienced he missed. He kind of vanished.
oh, okay.
I was grown up by grandmother, but grandmother also she worked, so
Not
almost
present.
or not present often, like almost half a day, like until 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I was free in my house. And so I brought my friends in my house and played together.
I see.
And often scolded.
Okay.
But point is like such such processes sometimes is quite important to decide by yourself. I don't know how it's connecting to this book.
Yeah.
But it's also quite important to understand the value of trial by yourself.
Sorry?
Value of trial, trying new things.
Oh, trying new things.
Trying new things is quite important, like mutative processes. And as well, if there is no one there, anyway, they will play. If someone is quite curious by himself, then he will get into that. And it's also quite important for having no avoidance for get into something.
No one's telling you no.
Right. Because in the beginning, no one can be sophisticated. But playing again and again and trying again and again, their quality is getting better and better. But you see only after sophisticated contents in the market.
I see.
So someone sets the limitation because of the inferiority. But that is the procedure of evolution of yourself. In other words, like this is the structure of child mind to do the crazy thing, like mutative genes.
I see.
And to be curious, to be super curious.
To be super curious.
Like natural scientists.
I see.
That is a kind of, key nature of every children, I think.
Yeah.
I can be a kind of childish.
Childlike, you mean childlike?
Yeah, childlike in a way.
I see.
Yeah, so I often scolded by my wife.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, I was often told that I am the kind of, first son. 2 sons. Yeah, 3 sons.
3 sons in the house.
But the point, she got the point, I think.
Yeah.
Because, to be creatives, the movement to be like that.
I see. So you're saying that how you are raised in a way through that kind of sort of chaotic, but it gives you opportunity to play and then explore a lot of things that helps you to be a creative. Right?
Exactly.
And I think that nicely wraps up our conversation today. It's great to exchange minds with you, Eisuke. I enjoyed the conversation. Is there anything else you want to say to our audience in Indonesia before we close it?
For the first, thank you very much, Ruby, to be here and having wonderful discussion and also, enduring my kind of English ability.
It's okay. You have the subtitles.
And, for the audience in Indonesia, I love Indonesia. Often I'm going there and sometimes teaching there. And this book we published together with ITB's team. And of course, it's kind of quite predictable that Indonesian people or Indonesian nation will be the next leader of the world because of the population and quite predictable growth you will get. But at the same time, you're in front of the problems because of from my point of view, traffic jam is not much problem. But for example, for climate change or for example, waste management will be more crucial. Because without traffic, you can live. But without, for example, food or without the facility for the waste, you cannot survive. So you are in front in challenge as well. So I feel, you have quite plenty of chance to be creative.
Yep.
Much more than Japan, I think. Because as you mentioned that many things are already quite connected and sophisticated in a way, but at the same time like outdated here because old facility cannot be replaced. But you have plenty of chance to reinvent. I'm sure that Indonesia will be the country of innovation later.
Hopefully, and with your help, maybe for teaching us more about creativity.
Yeah, I really wish to have friends
hopefully.
and also making connection in Indonesia.
Yes, hopefully one day you can come over and have us a more thorough workshops and class.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
let's do that together.
If there's anyone wants to find you on social media, do you have Instagram account or Nosigner?
Yes, Nosigner. Our design offices in Instagram there.
So teman-teman, terima kasih udah menyimak podcast ini. Kalau dapat sesuatu dari podcast ini, please share it. Nggak cuman konsumsi buat desainer aja, tapi gue yakin siapapun di sini yang pengen menjadi kreatif dapat sesuatu dari episode ini. Lo bisa share di sosial media karena bukan hanya konten bermanfaat yang kita butuhkan, kita juga butuh teman-teman yang meramaikannya. So thank you, sampai ketemu lagi di Underdog Podcast berikutnya. Thank you, Eisuke.
Thank you. Arigato, Ruby.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.